Hi guys, hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Perceptionist Playbook podcast. Woo, 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 woo. Yes, I'm so excited to be back. This is actually like my third time in the studio that I record in, filming. So I feel like at this point I'm pretty much used to it. I'm pretty much used to how it goes and everything, but today has been an absolute nightmare preparing for this. Like, I booked a 2-hour slot. I'm 45 minutes into my 2-hour slot and I'm only just starting. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm joking, let's keep it positive. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you've been enjoying all of my previous episodes, and I hope that you've caught up on all of my previous episodes as well. Today, we're going to be talking about freelancing. Okay, that's a bit of a different one. We're going to discuss freelancing as a UX UI designer. So my take is going to be a little bit different just because I was freelancing in like a million things at the time. But if you remember my journey, if you've watched all my previous episodes, but if not, if you're new here or you haven't had the chance to catch up, in 2020, I actually finished university and I started my UX UI journey. And I started freelancing in, I want to say October or August of 2020, and I started freelancing in digital marketing. So I was offering digital marketing services, social media services, for example, social media management, content creation, video editing, things like that. If you know my social media pages, you know that I take this thing very seriously, my craft. But yes, I was freelancing in digital marketing, and then I started the course with Love Circular, the UX UI design course that they had at the time, and I started that in November of 2020. And yeah, the course was only 3 months long, but however, once I'd finished the course, I thought it would be a good idea to offer my services or add UX UI to my existing list of services, because I just felt like it's kind of an easy transition. Like, you might as well, if I'm already freelancing, I already am like building clientele, I'm already gaining traffic, I might as well just like slap that in there so that I can take advantage of the opportunity to have real world clients and real world experience. Yeah, I would definitely say that it was very easy to add it to my list of offers. Now, I would recommend, as a more seasoned UX UI designer, I would definitely say that freelancing and contracting as a UX UI designer is something that you usually do later on in life, kind of when you have all the experience, a wealth of experience that you can draw upon, where you've worked with a range of clients, where you know how to manage yourself and your workload, where you kind of know what you're doing, you don't need to be micromanaged, all of these things. You kind of have your independence. I would say that is the best time to freelance or go into contracting. Not right at the beginning of your journey. So I did that anyway. I didn't really seek advice or seek research with that. I just thought might as well. And I needed real life clients that I could use to create real life work experience that I could put in my portfolio and my CV, and to help me get a job. So the goal wasn't to keep on freelancing. Freelancing was actually kind of born out of my need to work. And so I just felt like, well, I need to work right now. This is what I can do. So it was always going to be on the back burner. It was always going to be a temporary thing that I eventually would give up when I start my full-time role. So yeah, I ended up adding it in there, and thank God for my lovely clients that I had at the time that were so gracious and trusting of me and my skills, and were willing to give me a go. I will say that a lot of people that I was working with at the time for some reason or the other, were all starting new businesses and all required websites or apps of some sort. So it was definitely really easy in that sense to get clients. And yeah, I would say that they were all like, when I told them that I was offering this service, they were all on board and willing to allow me to use them as trial runs, which was great for me because I got real world experience that I could draw upon, and that really helped me when I was looking for a job as a junior designer. Now, in terms of finding clients for contracting, I would say don't misuse your community. Let me rephrase that. Actually, I would say don't underutilize your community. It's really important that you look around, look at your peers, look at your community, your family, your friends, and identify who in your circle or within your community requires these services already. There's a lot of people that have side hustles. I mean, let's be real, in this day and age, 2023, you definitely cannot survive on one income alone. And so a lot of people have side hustles, and a lot of these side hustles require websites, they require apps, they require all of these things, landing pages. So I was very happy to kind of like put myself out there, and anyone I'd speak to that would be asking me, because usually people would be like, how's uni going? And I'd be like, well, I've actually finished university, but this is what I'm doing now. So yeah, just let me know if you know anyone that's interested or whatnot. And yeah, I ended up getting like a few clients that way, and it was, really helpful. So yeah, I'd say the first thing is to make sure that you are not underutilizing your own community and your own network. We all know that your network is your net worth. Okay, so guys, sometimes when you're looking for a resource, support, information, turn your head and look around and see what's available within your reach. You'd be surprised sometimes. So yeah, that was really great and really helpful. I'd also recommend going on things like LinkedIn, of course, job boards. LinkedIn is great for looking for contracting opportunities, and surprisingly, Twitter. Twitter as well is a great place for you to look for contracting and freelancing opportunities, especially in tech. People post it all the time. You just gets across the timeline, and you can always post it. You can always tweet it or post it on a LinkedIn post and just be real, like, hi guys, or hi community, I am currently on the hunt for new freelance opportunities and freelance clients. I am available immediately and I am open to work. Please let me know if there's anybody that comes across your mind or your feed that could benefit from my services, that type of thing. And if you're going to do that, if you're going to use Twitter, if you're going to use LinkedIn, your pages need to be up to date. That is essential. It's paramount. Your pages need to be up to date. Your LinkedIn needs to be up to date, and it needs to feature your work. You need to have screen grabs of websites or apps that you have designed. Even if you've done it for a daily UI or in your own time, you still need to actually present those things on LinkedIn so that people actually have something to trust in or to put their trust in, because it's hard to hire someone that has no proof of their work on their page. And also, you want to, in the UX UI world, especially in the UX world, we have this thing called I'm sure there's a professional term for it, but it's like reducing the number of clicks. It's not even just UX UI, it's actually in digital marketing as well. You want to reduce the number of clicks it's going to take a user to get from one stage to another stage. So for example, you want to reduce the amount of times or hula hoops people have to jump through to actually access your content and access your portfolio. So if they see this post that I'm open to opportunities, come and work with me, they click on your name, what should they see? They should see a list of pictures, screen grabs, case studies, information that they can use to decide whether they want to take the gamble or not. And if that's not there and you only have your portfolio link or your phone number and email address, that means they don't have to contact you. They don't have to ask you for proof. Whereas on other people's pages, they may just be able to find the information they're looking for and decide if they want to go with them or not. So you want to really decrease the amount of clicks it's going to take for your potential client to get from, you know, the initial introduction of your brand or who you are or what you're looking for to actually getting in touch with you. The shorter that you know, the shorter that journey, that's the word, the shorter that journey is, the better for you, because it gives them less time to rethink. It gives them less time to decide that they don't want to do this anymore, and it gives them less time to actually think as well, to rethink and to think. You know, you want them to be to move on impulse, so you want them to move quickly, and you want to move quickly as well before they get a chance to really think through the decision. So yeah, that's what I would say about getting clients. So I definitely say reach out to your family and friends, post on LinkedIn and Twitter, and of course Instagram as well. And yeah, I'd also say join communities, like online communities, and make it clear, make it known in those spaces as well that you are open to opportunities. I've had a number of people DM me over the years saying, hey, I'm not sure if you are open to new clients right now, but I've got a friend that wants to start a business and they need this done, this service, they need a design, and I was just wondering if I could recommend you. Or somebody be like, someone sent me your page because they said that you are UX UI designer and I require these services. You know, it's really great if you have a community or people that are aware of your situation. So for example, with LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram, so social media, when you're posting regularly, in your captions or in your bio, you should have open to work, available for opportunities, looking for opportunities, open to clients, taking on new clients, or next availability is from. Things like that make it clear, abundantly clear to people coming to your page that you're actually looking for work, you're actually open to work and stuff like that. And also, when it comes to building a community, engage with other people's pages, build friendships and relationships with people online, because you don't know how far that can take you. And I've always found over the years actually that building relationships with people has been really enjoyable. It doesn't have to be this thing of, hello, good afternoon, my name is Abisola and I am a UX UI designer and I want to be your friend, just in case there are employment opportunities that come up. Like, it doesn't have to be so stagnant. It can literally just be like, proud of you, girl, reacting to, you know, their pictures, their stories, commenting on their posts, like, this is amazing, this is so inspiring, and slowly just kind of building a relationship there. Like, I have so many online friends and sisterhoods that I've built just by engaging with other people's pages, that some of which I have met in real life, some of which I haven't met in real life yet, but I know if I was to see them in real life, I'd be like, hey girl, I see you online doing your thing, I'm so proud of you. You know, it'll be that type of vibe, because at the end of the day, you want to create authentic relationships where it's not forced, where it's not like you're trying to get something out of it. It's just a relationship that lives online and serves you both, in terms of you're able to mutually just support each other, and you always have each other at the forefront of your mind if opportunities or things come up. But it doesn't necessarily have to be for that. It could just be so that you have people, like-minded people who are in a similar industry to you, who are in your community and in your network. You know, that's always great. So I think I just rambled a lot there, but I'd say those are the main things, that the main pieces of advice that I have for people who want to start freelancing or contracting in UX UI design. It isn't easy. It's extremely difficult. I would say that my main challenges that I faced with freelancing is, number one, time management. But I have that issue in every area of my life. Like, time management wasn't the issue today with today's episode. It wasn't the reason why I started late. It's because I had makeup drama, and you know, all of that stuff. But time management, when it comes to you're given a project, you have 2 weeks, complete it in that 2 weeks. For some reason, that is just so difficult for me. And it's been difficult since day one. And it's always been something that I struggled with, even before I came into the tech industry. I just feel like it's something that I've just never really gotten right. I'm just a really slow worker. And I think for a lot of reasons, one of the reasons, that I am like that is because I seek to understand. So instead of just getting it done, I'm like, I need to understand what I'm doing. And that really slows down the process, because sometimes, one thing I've learned being a UX UI designer is that you don't always have the privilege of context. Sometimes it's, we need a screen that does this, that's it. You don't know, what their call to actions are about. You don't know who their target market is. You don't always have the privilege of UX to back up the UI. You don't, and you just have to get on with it, and produce really nice work. And sometimes we don't even have any context. You just are given a design or an existing design, and you have to add this or take away that, and it's just like, well, I don't know what it's supposed to even do. Like, what does the whole website look like, so that I can at least make sure it's on brand with the rest of it. It's just, it's definitely been a learn as you go type of process over here, and I've been learning as I go. So another downside, I would say, or kind of learning curve I had with UX UI design, I'd say it's just like, imposter syndrome. Guys, I need to have a whole episode on imposter syndrome and how it's actually a scam. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and you need to run for your life, because imposter syndrome will really mash up everything. It will mash up your work style. It will mash up your work, your client relationships. It will just mash up everything, because for some reason you refuse to believe that you're worthy of the position that you're in, whereas clearly this client has come to you for a reason. They've seen that what you're doing is enough for them to trust that you will be able to deliver at the end of the day, or this company has hired you because they know that you will be able to deliver at the end of the day. Even if you require a little bit of extra support, they are aware of that. And I think when you spend so much time beating yourself up about the position that you're in or the blessings that you have, you don't really have as much time left over to really appreciate those blessings and the position that you're in. And it just eats away at you slowly and almost makes you second guess everything. And as a designer, you're already super critical of yourself. If you're a creative in general, you're a photographer, makeup artist, nail tech, you will know that you're the most critical person ever when it comes to your own work. If you're critiquing other people's work though, it's going to be like, yes girl, you've got this, it looks amazing, love it. But when it comes to your own work, let there not be a speck of dust in the vicinity, because that's what you're going to focus on. And it's like, why can't we extend grace to ourselves to the point where when we're doing our designs, it's not about perfection, it's about getting it done. And this is something that I really struggle with, so I'm definitely preaching to the choir right now, but I definitely want to encourage anybody out there that sometimes it's actually not about having a perfect piece of work, it's about getting it done. Especially because when you're working with clients, one thing I've learned over the years is that clients never know what they want. They rarely ever know what they want. The 99.9% of the times, you have to take the lead and you have to tell them what they want. And you have to not just say, this is what you want, but you need to present it in a way where it's going to be beneficial to them as a company, or them as an individual, or them in the long run. It needs to be in some way beneficial to them. And so you kind of have to learn how to believe in your work and defend your work. I was actually speaking to the senior UI designer that is in my company that is in another country. And he's kind of been acting as my mentor, and he's been so super duper helpful. So shout outs to him. And I said to him, what piece of advice would you give to someone who wants to be an excellent UI designer? What do you think sets a senior UI designer apart from a normal UI designer or a junior mid-level UI designer? And he said, the number one thing you need to be able to do is defend your work. You need to be able to look the client in the eye and say, you need this feature, you need this button to be right there where I put it, in this color, in this font, with this border, because of this, and this reason. You don't necessarily need to have user experience knowledge to be able to back up your work. You don't need to be able to say, based on the theory of everything. No, you just need to be able to say to the client, your end goal is that you want people to be able to purchase more lipsticks. If this button says purchase here, they're gonna see that if they click this button, they will be able to purchase lipsticks. They shouldn't have to look for where they can purchase lipsticks or go through a bunch of lipsticks before they can purchase. Click this button and you can purchase now. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be able to have that self-confidence and that belief that yes, the work that I have produced is not just what you've asked for, but exceeds the needs that you are even aware of. You know? You kind of have to think like that. And I do believe that imposter syndrome hinders that. It does hinder that. It's almost a complete contradiction of the ability to back up your own work. You can't back up your own work because you don't even believe that you deserve to be in the position that you're in. But who told you that anyways? Anyway, let me not start a sermon today, guys. Let me not start because, boy, we'll be here all day and I definitely do not have all day. But I just want to encourage you all that whether you're a freelancer, whether you're a contractor, you're a small business owner, you are an employee, whatever you are, I want you to know that the position that you are in, that you don't think you're deserving of, somebody else thought you were deserving of that position, and that should be enough for you. Do I need to repeat that? Okay. Let's come in, guys. Let's zoom into this. Somebody else thought that you were worthy of this position that you were in. That is why you are here. So whether you believe it or not, fact is fact. Whether I believe the sky is blue or not, if I go outside today, well, you never know because we live in the United Kingdom, so it's probably gonna be grey. But if the sky is blue today, the sky is blue yesterday, the sky has been blue for 1,000 million gazillion years. Even if I, in my mind, I'm convinced the sky is green, guess what? I'm gonna go outside tomorrow and that sky's gonna be blue. Okay? And I feel like you need to kind of like have that real conversation with yourself sometimes and just like almost like reel yourself in and tell yourself, no, I am worthy of this position. I am worthy of being here. Why? Because somebody else said so. It's not an opinion, it's a fact because I'm here. If it was an opinion, I would not be here. If it was based on my opinion, I would not be here. If it was based on my opinion of myself, I would not be here. But that's why it's not based on my opinion of myself. It's based on the fact that other people saw within me what they needed to complete their company. Let's be real, guys. People are not hiring for fun these days. There's no time for that. There's no time. If you're being hired because they see a way that you can benefit their business and their company. It's every man for himself. It's 2023, guys. The struggle is real. We've had how many economic crashes? Every man for himself. Everybody's trying to make a profit and not a loss. So do you think people are going to go through? I want you to go and research the costs involved with recruiting. Or go and contact a recruitment manager or a recruiter and ask them, what are the costs involved with a company trying to hire someone? And then maybe when you hear the numbers, you'll be able to realize, oh, you think they went through all of that just to hire somebody that is subpar? You think they paid all that money just to hire just anybody? What? No. They hired you for a reason, and I really wish more people would really believe that they are worthy of the position that they're in, because when you carry yourself with confidence in the workplace, it's very obvious. When you're like tedious and you're nervous and you're just, oh, I don't think I deserve to be here. Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity. You're thanking everybody from the CEO to the CEO to your colleagues. You're thanking everybody for the opportunity. eventually people are going to be like, maybe her work isn't really that great then, because if she's this shocked that she's here, clearly it's because her work is terrible. No, even if your work is not, you know, the best of the best of the best, you need to believe that you're here for a reason and you deserve to be here. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about contracting and freelancing. Definitely went off on another tangent right at the end there, but I just wanted to just make that one clear. I should probably do a whole other episode on imposter syndrome and how that girly is really just an enemy of progress. So let me know if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on imposter syndrome and why we need to just put her to death. Okay, just to be morbid, we need to unalive imposter syndrome, okay, and her sisters, because I ain't got time. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Perceptionist Playbook podcast, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Remember, our episodes drop every Sunday at 5 p.m. British Standard Time or Greenwich Meridian Time. So make sure you set your clocks, set your alarm clocks and your stopwatches. Who wears stopwatches? I don't know. But make sure you're tuned in to YouTube, Spotify, and all podcast streaming platforms at 5 p.m. every single Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys. Bye. Don't forget, your diversity is your strength, and imposter syndrome does not live here. Okay? Bye.